So I'm just going to say just a few words, some for my mother, some for myself. They say that serving somebody, serving somebody is greater than learning from them. And although I know grandma my whole life, but for the last 6 months, I lived 3 doors away from my parents, and when she moved in, I got to know her more, and I got to see, how she conducted herself. And just a few of the things I just wanted to point out and what I learned. Of course, there's so many more, but I just jotted it down. My mother really wanted me to say a few things, and then I'm just going to add. She loved life. In any situation, she just saw the positive in everything. She appreciated everything, and she expected nothing. When a person expects nothing, everything that they have, they're going to live with it, and they're happy with everything. One of the things that I saw how Kibbud Av V'em is supposed to be done. How my mother, how she revolved everything around my grandmother. See how, when I know Kibbud Av V'em, I learn you learn how to do Kibbud Av V'em, how to respect. But when you see it from your mother to her mother, that is Shimusha Yotenu L'Mudah. She was always very happy when I went, when all my kids went, and she knew how to relate to everybody. I have my children from very young to 10 years old, and to each one, even to myself, she came and she always had a comment. She would let my kids give them 5, just not on the hand that had the nerve. But the kids, they don't know, 5, 6 years old, they don't know how soft to give 5 to somebody who's 91. And they would slap her really hard. And she made that, that ooh, ah face, and then boom, another slap came, a slap of 5. My kids, they love to serve her. They could come home from school, run to grandma, help great grandma. They were the best, they were the best helpers. Huh? Oh, sorry. Elam, my brother Eli says her daughters are Bal Samples. All right, we'll talk about it later. She also had ability to make everybody feel good and to feel happy. One time I came to her, she ate and she needed to bench. So she had a laminated piece of paper this big because I guess her reading wasn't good. And it was maybe, for those who are on the phone, it was about 2 feet tall, with large letters for benching in English. I never saw that before. I know a lot of say in English, but I never saw it. And so she asked me for it. She opens it up, rolled it, and put it in front of her and said, bless thou God, thou, whatever it was. And it was just very inspiring, the kavanah that she had when she said benching. She had more kavanah saying benching than I personally have. The last thing I just want to say is, like Uncle Lady said, the berachot that she used to give, she used to kiss her hand, and she used to give us a berachah that you should fill the house with many Torah scholars. And she also added, she goes, all your wishes come true. And it was kind of a musafar, because all your wishes come true. I had to really internalize and see what truly are my wishes. Because if I'm going to take that berachah and say I'm into it, I really want my wishes to be correct. So this way, the berachah can be mekuyam, the way it pushes me true. And my mother, everybody in my family, I just want to ask you from grandma, do you ever hear anything?
It says in the Gemara, Achim Allah be'espeda dehatam ka'imna womi salfach u'filuji because the neftar is not here in the next world. What does that mean? We all know that once a person passes away, it's impossible to grow and impossible to get on any higher level. Like the Gaon of Vilna, at the end of his life, he held his tzitzit and he said, for a few pennies, I could get reward And we all know he understood what reward is, like Messiah Yesharim says, if you take all the pleasures from Sheshet Yimei Bereshit forever, doesn't equal up to 1 second of Olam Haba. But there's only one way we could help Grandma grow, is by learning from her ways and going in her path, and that's how we'll elevate Grandma. Like she lived what the Rambam says. The Rambam says, Leida shehamatzui harishon shemamti kol hanimtze vehu ikar gadol shehakol talui bo. Knowing that there's a creator and everything depends on this. That's how she lived her life. She was an ish emet, only the truth. No matter who she was around, the richest people in the world, the poorest people in the world, all the same. That's my father told me, all the same. She never ever changed. She was emet, emet, emet. The doctor once even said, hypnotize, there's a way that you can hypnotize. Maybe your husband we could do. You will never be able to change. One thing is just emet. Her father was like that also. We heard us always used to say a story. They had a partner selling material, and they had a deal that they'll do this side of the street, and one will do this side, they'll do that side. One day he wasn't feeling well, and someone from grandma's father's side wanted to buy something. It was a deal, and she said, I have to give that to my partner because that's his deal. Who does that? Who does that? Everybody's today just running after pleasure, but she was not that. She was soneh batza. She didn't care for any pleasures, any material. She just wanted Torah scholars, Torah, mitzvot, just another divrei Torah, don't joke. She didn't go for any of these, like the modern, the way people act. She just wanted only emet. She never got angry at anybody. She only saw the good in everybody. Only because she saw straight to the neshama. And it didn't come from a timidness. It didn't come from just, she was very, very bright and sharp. She saw the emet and shor neshama and everybody, that's all she saw. And she had a tremendous simchat hachayim. Everybody just loved spending time with her. She was just full of joy because she lived with this Rambam. That's how she lived, as a creator, and there's nothing else. That's all. Just Torah and mitzvot is only what bothered her. And we have to ask her forgiveness that we didn't extend enough kavod. And she should be a Melet Yosha and pray for the whole family and pray for the Gula Shlema. Amen.
Looking back when I left from America 5 months ago, I remember Grandma crying in the kitchen uncontrollably. I couldn't figure out why. And when I think back of the time I spent with Grandma, the split I had to spend such a good time with her, I think that, like some stuff we don't know if she really realizes it's going on. Some stuff she's just so jolly about and she didn't know what's going on. But now thinking back, everything she did had a cheshbon, and she knew exactly what she was doing, no matter how jolly or we weren't sure really what she was understanding. We couldn't get anything by Grandma. I remember I was once watching a video in Grandma's room. We were watching like a documentary, and Grandma just sitting there. I don't know if she was watching it, understanding. And something not even a guy was talking, and he started talking about something not nice. And Grandma just like started. She's like, okay, I'm tired. We're gonna go to bed now. She closed the whole thing down. But I wasn't even sure then if she understood what she was doing. But now looking back, thinking seriously, Grandma understood exactly what was going on. When Grandma used to give me her beracha about Torah scholars and all the wishes coming true, I used to push her, say, Grandma, add into the beracha that you're going to be by my wedding. And I was never sure if she heard me or she just used to look up and smile and look away. And I can't remember her adding it into the beracha. But I know such a special person. She's in a better place, and she could do a lot for me. And I appreciate having such a grandma. And Grandma used to always say that she's still a 20-year-old. So I thought it's like a joke. She feels young. She likes to have fun. I remember spending the time with Grandma. She used to love being around the grandchildren. I would get tired out before Grandma. She'd run around eating with the little kids, getting ice cream. I used to always be taking Grandma around, and she meant it. She was a 21-year-old. She took everything into life that she possibly could. That's her. When she was serious, when she meant it. She was living her whole life, taking everything into the last minute, laughing and being jolly. I used to, at all my rabbeim, and I have coming from such a great family, and I'm in Yeshiva, Baruch Hashem, but I never had such a push to learn and such a achrayut that I felt. And the Fridays I used to call Grandma, she should just be talking to me, oh, I'm feeling great, I feel like I just got new life in me, I feel even younger now, I feel younger than you, she used to add in, but she would just throw in at the end, Chaim, how you doing in learning? And from such a simple person, from her pashut, I felt like, so grandma's asking me how am I learning, if it was such a push, and it really, in yeshiva, pushed me through the years. Every single time I asked her, how's yeshiva going? She didn't really care about anything else. Everything was real and amet, and everything should be great. Machad Hashem Dimam Me'al
אחותינו את, מותרים לך, מותרים לך, מותרים לך, שחיים לך, שרויים לך, שרויים לך, יכולים לך, יכולים לך, יכולים לך. אין כאן נדרים, אין כאן תשובות, אין כאן חלומות, אבל יש כאן מחילה צבא החברה, שם שזינו בית דין של מטה, וכך יזינו בית דין של מעשר, ועונד ומופעל. אחותינו את, מותרים לך, מותרים לך, מותרים לך, שרויים לך, שרויים לך, שרויים לך, יכולים לך, יכולים לך, יכולים לך. אין כאן נדרים, אין כאן תשובות, אין כאן חלומות, אבל יש כאן מחילה צבא החברה, שם שזינו בית דין של מטה, וכך יזינו בית דין של מעשר, ועונד ומופעל. אחותינו את, מותרים לך, מותרים לך, מותרים לך, שרויים לך, שרויים לך, שרויים לך, יכולים לך, יכולים לך, יכולים לך. אין כאן נדרים, אין כאן תשובות, אין כאן חלומות, אבל יש כאן מחילה צבא החברה, שם שזינו בית דין של מטה, וכך יזינו בית דין של מטה. סלאם, נעמת לכופר, קדיש.
למה דיברה תירותיו, יומניך מחותיו, יצמח וכנב, יקרב משיחה, לחיי חורב, יום חורב, חיי חובק ישראל, בא גלה בזמן קריב, אמרו אמן. שמי רבה וברך לעולם, נאמר מיה יתברך, וישבח ויתפאר, ויתרומה, ויתנשא, ויתדע, ויתעלה, ויתעלה, שמי לקודשה וליחו, נעלה מכל יפתה, שירתה, תשבעתה ונחמתה, תמירה ועמה ואמרו אמן. יאללה.
يأتي على البيت شالك يدخل بيت أبو شريف بربدي ما استلاش عاشو حايل بعتويت كلنا شجر حين وهم الأيوفي شاكر هذا ما يشتغل يا جميعا